Hey everybody, Charlie here. Welcome to a little bit of a preview video. I'm not committed to a whole series on this, but this is Derelict Void. And the closest thing I can think of that kind of reminds me of is FTL. If you've ever played FTL, it's sort of turn-based, sort of time-based, but it's a in-space base building management survival game, and it is not easy. I'll show you what I mean. Let's just get into it, and I think you'll understand sort of how it works. It's pretty self-explanatory. It's not a difficult game to learn, but it's got some luck based success conditions to it. Let's just show you what I mean. So, status report, the beginning. We suspect that it was some sort of accident. A wormhole collapsed, tearing random objects all around us into some new space. We are now drifting around some unknown star. We are not the only ones here. There are distress signals and transmissions from the remnants of what was the local government. Within our own good ship, we have just finished patching together what we can and picking ourselves up. We can count ourselves fortunate to have an engine, but supplies are low. So I'm gonna go ahead and skip this tutorial, and there's gonna be a lot of tutorials that I'll probably skip throughout the process too. So this is our little interface, okay? This is our ship. Now the ship doesn't actually look like this. You can actually just open and close the hull. So the real ship actually looks a little bit like this, okay? And there's 3 big docking ports, one here, and one here. And when you approach other hulls, they'll look very similar to this, and you actually just expand your base out, and it's sort of like a mobile ship base, okay? But the difference between this game and a lot of other base building games is that we don't get the freedom to just build wherever we want. We gotta find the stuff that we put we gotta scrap stuff together, right? So I'm gonna walk you through the interfaces really quick. This is resources, and currently says we have a population of 50 and stuff, ship mass, resources, etc. And it shows you your 3 main survival resources and sort of how long you have left on those. But I recommend we expand this out and pretty much keep it like this all the time, because this information, especially these little bars, I find them to be very helpful. The other thing is morale. And I'll extend that out. Right now, our morale is here. I don't know what happens if it goes up and down. I haven't actually played long enough yet to see any serious repercussions one way or the other. But it says average living conditions 25. And then over here, it says active events, which we don't currently have anything going on, but you'll see things appearing here throughout the video as we play. But it says we have available crew. There's 2 out of 2, okay? So you can think of crew as like a boarding party or something if you want to. Basically, crew are the people that you're gonna be using to find things, scrap things together, do any jobs you need to do. You need crew in order to do it. All right, so today is day 1. And the reason why I think this is very similar to FTL in one way is because we're gonna hit this nice button right here for traveling. And it's gonna give us 4 destinations. And it's kind of whatever you wanna do, but you only get these 4 options. And every time you go through this, you get 4 different options, okay? So we see the destination name here, any description that might be there, as well as like a type. Usually the icons represent some sort of type. In this case, a floating hull, very attractive to go to. We're gonna be mostly paying attention to these things. Water detected. We know that we can get water here. If we're low on water, we should go here to get water. There's also survival equipment detected here, food detected here, and electrolysis parts detected here. Now, I like the idea of getting electrolysis parts, and getting them early sounds pretty nice, but in my experience so far in this game, getting food and water is so difficult. It really is. I'm gonna take a little bit of a risk for this video. We'll see how it goes. I'm gonna go to the electrolysis parts first. When we select this destination, it's gonna give us engine settings, and it's gonna basically tell us what we're dealing with and how efficient do we wanna be with our engine. The more efficient we burn, the longer it takes to get where we're gonna go, but we use less fuel. Or we can go faster and get there quicker, but we use more fuel, okay? Kind of up to what you want. Since I don't have a whole lot of time left on food and water, and I really want to make sure I have a whole bunch, I'm actually going to go ahead and burn all the way here, and I'm going to burn a resource that I don't need a whole lot of, and that's hydrogen. So you can choose any resource you want to convert it to fuel as you go, including food, water, and oxygen as well. I don't need a whole lot of hydrogen at the moment, and I'm kind of full So I'm gonna use it. Now you can use a combination of elements too. So if I want to like maybe use a little bit of hydrogen like this, and then maybe use a little bit of my organics, and then maybe have a little bit of wastewater if I had any, or a little bit of CO2. I mean, I could do a mixture of these things. But as long as I get to fuel being this many units, that's what we're looking for. So I'm just gonna click this button. If you click the button, it'll just fill up to the capacity you need, and then we're good to go. So I'll use this mixture of elements to take and travel this. And then we're off to the races. Now by default, the game is paused. So when we see this big blue banner around the screen, it's also a good indicator that it's paused. If we hit the spacebar, then we'll also see this little pause symbol here, and everything actually starts moving, which is cool. If you don't want to play like that, and initially I didn't when I first started, you can also click this, and it will accelerate to the next event, but keep it paused. So it'll do that, and now it's paused in the background. It's cool. All right, so we've reached a floating hull. We can now dock it to the ship. Again, I'm gonna skip the tutorials because I already know how this works. So this is like you can dock up to 3 ships at a time until you get more hulls, and then I'm assuming you can dock more. But at this point, we can only dock this one, and we can choose where we want to do it at. It doesn't really matter, so I'm going to choose this side over here. All right, now one of the things that I didn't quite get when I first started playing this game, so because there's a tendency for you want to go, okay, I'm at this event, now I need to solve the event, and then I can go on to the next event. That's how FTL is. This event, this one's a little different though. We can choose to have this be searched, and I'm just gonna say auto explore, and that's gonna tell my crew, available crew 2 out of 2, to start exploring this. But we don't have to sit here and wait for this to be done and have our resources drain. We can actually start moving towards the next destination while we're doing this one. The difference though, the trick here though, is that our vessel is now much heavier. So by doing this, we're gonna use a lot more fuel resources. So I don't need a whole lot of oxygen. I really need food and water, and I don't have a whole lot here. There's a chance that we maybe find some, maybe oxygen, possibly water in the electrolysis machine, but I don't think we're gonna be able to get that. So I'm gonna try to find, none of these are going to offer me good resources. So I think I'm just going to go for the quickest travel time here and see what happens. Maybe we'll just go to the oxygen one anyway. Yeah, shortest travel time here. This active beacon thing. And you can see there's lots of different buttons here now. Like there's different levels we can go, and it's a lot more resources being used. I'm going to use all of our organics to get there in 6 hours. So now we're traveling to the next destination while we're doing this, right? And we're using a lot more resources to do that, but we're able to. So it's like, if you start playing this game yourself, pro tip, you can do this. I didn't think of it. I swear, I went a whole 2 failure playthroughs. Yeah, like you can die and fail really easy in this game. Like I went through like whole 2 attempts, and then went light bulb. Like I could do that. I totally missed that. So anyway, because I'm used to like FTL. So the exploration team is reporting from the warehouse. Put it through, and we're gonna get some. We're gonna get 32 food because we scavenged a warehouse and it happened to have food in it. So that's gonna help our food supply. Excellent find. And they're gonna keep going. So I'm gonna just pause it really quick so you can see. We have 2 crew available, and these are all the events. So each time, this is our crew symbol. It takes 1 crew to do each of these. So as long as we have 2 crew, we can do this. If we had more than 2 crew, then we would be doing more at a time, right? So the more crew you have, the more useful it is. And sometimes crew can get injured or have other things happen to them, and having more crew is then very helpful because the existing crew is not available. Damaged asteroid outpost. On approach to the asteroid, we noticed an odd pattern of damage on the surface. It appears that an escape shuttle attempted an emergency landing and crashed near the dock. There's no signs of life. While we cannot determine exactly what happened, we suspect the shuttle was damaged on approach by lasers intended to do automated debris clearing. We can only speculate that the shuttle's computer or communication system was inoperable. So we can choose to either get the hell out of here, or we can approach carefully, transmitting that we're not debris, and it'll take 2 additional hours to go that slowly. I'm gonna go ahead and do that. It doesn't look like it takes us any additional resources, just extra time. And I'm not necessarily strapped for time, especially since I'm going after the electrolysis machine anyway. So we're gonna go ahead and just click this. So we'll let this go. And I'm going to pause it really quick. Okay, now, you know what? Let's just let it run. It's fine. Okay, this is the building tutorial. I'll talk about that in a second. This is the one I wanted. Damaged asteroid outpost. Unlike the unfortunate shuttle, our communication systems do work. The outpost perimeter system allowed us to safely approach to explore it. We found resources that were kept secure from the hazards of space inside the outpost. And that's going to give us a ton of water. Very cool. So nifty little events there. Now, while that was going on and while we were traveling towards that signal, we got access to this electrolysis machine. Now, you'll notice there's a little, like, I don't know, wrench, screwdriver thing right above this, right? And that means that this is an incomplete system. There's not enough parts to make this work. But what we can do is move it over to our place. So if we want to reposition this building, we can. And there's certain adjacency bonuses that go with this stuff. I happen to know that the electrolysis machine really likes to be near warehouses. So I'm going to pop this right in this little gap space here, which is right next to this warehouse. Now, these machines can be moved as many times as you want. It just takes time to do it, but you can always move them around. What you can't move around are storage buildings. And it doesn't look like you can move residential complexes either. So anything that's a storage unit or residential complex, you cannot move it. So that's a very important thing to keep in mind when you're trying to figure out how you want to build your grid out and stuff. Is, you know, like you can't necessarily just move everything to be optimal. Like there's a little bit of Tetris that's got to be played, okay? All right, so we're gonna let this go just a little bit more. And sometimes you don't have to scavenge everything. Sometimes you just come for the main thing and then leave. You know, especially if you're running low on resources. So gas storage investigation. We investigated a gas storage facility, and it looks like there's actually positive pressure in one of the tanks, and we end up getting 80 hydrogen. Cool. So do I really care about, getting, I don't really care about that. So I'm just gonna let this go until the reposition is complete. I think I'll let it go until then, which it looks like it's gonna take us pretty much all the way, yeah. The rubble, there's really nothing ever there, but it can block your vision. So if you're blocked by rubble, you have to clear it before you can see what's left and everything. Okay, so that's it. We've scavenged the whole thing. There's nothing else left to see. Electrolysis machine is in position, and you can see it has an adjacency bonus with the warehouse. It's 50% more efficient. Now, electrolysis is going to take oxygen and organics, and it's going to convert them into water, hydrogen, and CO2. That's really important. We need to make sure that we are always having food, water, and oxygen at all times, because it's survival stuff, right? So this machine is going to use more oxygen. Not yet, though. It's at 2 out of 3 parts, all right? And it's adding 4 tons to our vessel, so we also are less efficient the more we weigh. We're gonna go ahead and get Dawn Collar here, and we're just gonna go ahead and detach it, and it's gone now. So that event, for all intents and purposes, is done. We don't have anything else to do with that event, and we can move on to something else. So let me go ahead and look at this, and I would like some more food, but water treatment is super good. So we're gonna go towards the water treatment plant. And I think we want to get there quick. I don't want to mess with this whole like, oh my gosh, there's no food thing. So we're going to go real quick here. So I'm going to go as fast as we can, and we're going to burn hydrogen to do it. All right. Now, I wanted to explain this. So there's 2 out of 3 parts. We need to find another electrolysis machine, and then we need to salvage the parts from that machine and put them into this one. When this gets 3 out of 3, it begins to function. But we probably want to power it down unless we have some sort of oxygen producer, since oxygen is one of our survival stuff and they deplete very quickly, especially as we start to get more and more people on start to get more crew and stuff. You're going to deplete food, water, and oxygen much faster. All right, so we're going to try and find, I'm going to just dock it to the same one. It's fine. We're going to try to find the, what was it here? Water treatment facility here, right? I'm gonna go ahead and let them auto do this, and because we can only see one building, it'll only do one. But as soon as we have access to 2 things to search, then both crew will do it at simultaneous. And they're gonna always prioritize the high value stuff they see, so water treatment starts first. While they're doing that, do we want to head to somewhere else? Maybe someplace that guarantees food? Yeah, okay, so food is detected here. We kind of want to do that. So let's go head towards this drifting shuttle here. And, you know, we can probably spend... I think we'll spend a bunch of hydrogen and get there a little faster. So let's go. So we're going to head towards what I hope is food for a little bit. And we found 32 food inside that storage container, so that's really good. And there we go. Stop. Okay, so this is a water treatment plant. Same thing. It's only got parts. It's not fully completed yet. This gets a 50% bonus for being near a warehouse as well, which is kind of cool. I think it also gets a 50% bonus by being next to the liquid storage too, I think. Let's test that out. So I'm going to move this water treatment plant. I'm going to move it right over here like this. And again, we can reposition these whenever we want. So it's like just something to do for now, just to get it on board. There's also another liquid storage here. I'm kind of hoping we find some water in there. Okay, training a new crew. This is like super good, but it's very expensive especially if you're like hurting for supplies. You don't want to do this. You want to wait till you're stable. We're pretty stable right now with food and water, so I'm going to go ahead and do this. But it says a group of volunteers have brought to our attention that they are willing to train at performing crew activities if their families could get extra rations while they're out. This training would be expensive, taking the time of existing crew for about 2 days, and the ration price might also hurt us. So this is going to use one of our crew to train a whole new crew, and it's going to cost us 187.5 water and 25 food. It's going to take 24 hours to do that. It's pretty expensive to do, but we got the bulk of everything done. So I'm going to go ahead and let that go. Now, pause it really quick so you can see this too. Just because I start that doesn't mean it starts right away. It's in a queue. So these two things are going, and these two things are in the queue to happen. So as we go, all of a sudden, we're then going to start only getting one crew at a time as soon as we start doing this. So we're not going to be able to salvage things as fast. Drifting shuttle. A final scan as we approach shows nothing remarkable except for the likely presence of food. And an eerie silence greets the crew, nothing but cold corpses. The food is found intact. We get 48 food for that. Okay, good. We needed that. I'm hoping that this liquid storage has water in it. And it does indeed. Awesome. Okay. I think that's all we want here. So let's detach right away. We don't want to use any extra fuel if we don't have to. Now the repositioning continues. This is already done. You don't have to like keep this around while this repositions. Actually didn't know that before I did it, but now I'm just learning it alongside you guys. There you go. We need oxygen. So any oxygen? No. There's food here. There's another comms thing here. Water there. Calorie synth. Let's go ahead and see what that's all about, I guess. We'll go there a little bit quick. Let's use our wastewater to do it. All right. Heading out. Let's go ahead and attach it. And again, you can attach these to any side you want. I just keep doing it to this one right away. And there's the calorie synth. Oxygen, carbon, and hydrogen converted to food. We need something that makes oxygen. Like really bad. CO2 scrubber would be cool. We can get that, but we're not gonna get it here. Let's go ahead and just let it do its thing. And you know, we only get one crew at a time for this search, and we really do need oxygen. So let's see if maybe we can, travel someplace that has oxygen. These damaged tanks. We'll spend hydrogen to get there, and let's go ahead and go. We're gonna head towards the head towards that where we can. It says, this is the former Gate Colony Authority. Report from Gate City. If you are receiving this message, you are aware that some sort of spontaneous spatial translation event has occurred, while simultaneously announce the formation of a provisional system authority in a state of emergency. Please do not panic. Please forward ship manifest and damage reports. We will begin coordination of relief and rescue operations. Two things. One, there's a lot of text in the game that you can read. Sometimes it's a little bit confusing for me, just because, not in this particular example, but there's a few examples where you can clearly tell the people who wrote the text are not native English speakers. So sometimes that happens. But the other thing that's the annoying part, that part I can get past. But the annoying part is the 1 key, like 1, 2, and 3, it's used to speed up time. But if you hit 1 right when one of these happen, you actually progress the text and accept the result too. It's as if you click the go button. So I really wish the 1, 2, and 3 keys, like time acceleration stuff, would not serve the same purpose as enter or spacebar. That would be really nice. So it's just like a little tidbit in case the people who are making this game see this. I don't know. Damaged tanks. The drifting tanks are mostly intact and given a strong oxygen signature could still be pressurized. None of these tanks are intended to be connected in pure vacuum, and with the level of damage, things could go wrong. Most of the tanks have some form of damage. So we'll try to, it says let's try, to start, let's try connecting less damaged tanks. Requires 2 hours, or let's keep away from the things that can explode in our face. It takes 2 hours, right? So in this situation, if we only had, I've had this happen too, it sucked. We only had 1 hour of oxygen left and I'm like, no. And it's just, that's all there was to it. We're gonna go ahead and do that. So we'll drain the tanks. Still training crew. This is our calorie synth. And I'm kind of thinking, let's go ahead and search that warehouse real quick. We don't want to auto search, but I'm thinking the calorie synth, I'm not sure what you get bonuses from, to be honest. I'm tempted to put it here, but I already know what else I want to put there, and I don't think I'm gonna like having this here. I'm gonna do this. No, I'm not. I don't know what I'm gonna do with this, actually. Maybe here would have been better. If I move you, I'm actually curious if this is close enough. Is this close? Well, the problem with this though is I think it needs to, let's move this out of the way really quick. This calorie synth, can you fit here? Now you don't fit here anyway. You need 3 spaces on that side. Yikes. I don't know. I think maybe we don't need this yet. I'm gonna put it in here just so we can salvage it potentially later, but I don't necessarily think we're gonna use that. I just hit the 1 and it did something, I don't know. Like when I hit 1, it's like to slow down time, but in my head, I feel like I have to slow down time, but the dialogue popping up does pause it for you, and it's just, I gotta get it ingrained in my head that it does that. So we have 1 training successful. We now have extra crew members. And it also means that we have 2 crew now we can use because the 1 crew was unavailable while it was training the other one. So the exploration team is reporting through a warehouse and they got 32 food. Fantastic. Okay. I think pretty much that this hull here is done being explored. So we can probably detach it now if we want to. Communication reports a transmission using common civilian encoding. Attention, fellow event survivors. This is a concerned anonymous presence in Gate Station. Some of us here are concerned not enough information has been getting out. In short, the station is in a bad state. The event caused major damage. Several station block modules are simply gone. It might be weeks before we get the station's system stabilized. The provisional government has good intentions, but is currently over its head with what's going on in the station alone. Over its head with what is happening on station alone. Anyone out there waiting for rescue, you are going to need to help yourself or coordinate with other ships out there if you cannot. On the upside, there are several thousand of you out there who were able to phone home at least. Good luck. Now, this is interesting because the morale can change, right? If we have bad news, morale can go down. If we have good news, morale can go up. It doesn't look like that actually reacted this time, but that can happen. Let's take this gas storage really quick just in case there's something good in there. I'm not sure there will be, but I've just got to check. And then, so we have 3 machines up now. This looks like it wants to be near gas storage. Electrolysis, I don't think that matters. It's almost like they just want to be near storage, period. I'm gonna put this here. Yeah, let's just wrap that around the housing, I guess. All right. So gas storage, it's all set, and they found oxygen. Excellent, that was what I was hoping for. Let's go ahead and detach that, and let's see about moving somewhere else. Okay, so we're gonna do water bad, and we got water over here. This is also an important destination for game progress. So we're gonna go to water destination here, and let's get there with an okay speed. Let's just go in there. And you know what? We'll leave it paused and then hit this button. Okay, we've arrived within range of the mining base. Sensors show active equipment It isn't possible to dock, so shuttles must be deployed. Comms reports that there are active signals. Meanwhile, we have detected water as expected. Cool. So we'll scout the area. Takes 3 hours. Hang on. Another report from Gate City. Sorry, I skipped that intro. It says, hello, survivors. I am from the Astrophysics Survey Corp embedded with the local peacekeepers. First of all, you have probably looked out into space and realized we are now somewhere else. We have been running the visible star field against deep field star surveys. No match has been found, but we do know that we are not in a 10 million light year spherical volume of space centered on known space. As to, sorry, my chair is creaking. As to what happened, well, it appears that a wormhole burst, translating fragments of what was local space. With more measurements, we will determine the exact point of origin, but so far we can tell it was somewhere in the vicinity of Titania. The gate itself has unfortunately collapsed. Only good news to share is that some, 1 in a million, quantum relay bits in the gate remained paired, and with luck, communication to known space could be reestablished. Until next time, data stream summarizing findings follows this transmission. What in the world happened? So this is sort of like, again, like the ongoing story and you try to figure out what happened, right? It's pure science fiction, of course. Crew reports that a cache of water has been located, along with a small container of fresh food and signs of recent habitation. So we're going to end up getting 300 water and 32 food, which is awesome. We're basically capped out on our resources, which is great. There's also a tunnel that is blocked by debris. Interestingly, the active signals being picked up are from deeper inside the rock. So we could try using mining equipment to clear the way. It takes 8 hours. That's okay. Try it. We have a lot of resources, so it's good. The team reports encountering a small group of people led by an engineer who goes by Merritt. They claim to be a freelance engineering team who were present to perform repairs. Given the loss of their ship, they request permission to board. Hey, we get 8 population. Great, cool. See, it was worth it. All right. Cool. Still none of these things work yet, though. It's really nice if you can get a CO2 scrubber, so I'm kind of hoping to get one of those. Hey, look, there it is. CO2 scrub parts. Nice. Let's go ahead and get that. And we'll go a little bit faster. Let's use the wastewater. Off we go. I like using wastewater as fuel. Communications report a transmission being using civilian encoding. So we just keep picking up transmissions as we travel, right? Attention, fellow event survivors. Updates on the state of Gate Station. Repairs continue on major systems. There is not enough heavy machinery to proceed with all repairs at once, so many minor systems have yet to see any repair. Resources are rumored to be tight, and strict rationing is currently in place. As you might expect, the credit exchange system is currently suspended. A handful of refugee ships recently arrived, stressing the supply situation even further. We are on our own for now. All right, let's go ahead and put this one over here, just because we can. All right, and you know what? We'll just have the crew go ahead and auto-search it. That's okay with me. And they're gonna find stuff. So exploration team is finding things. 200 carbon, that's good. I want them to find the CO2 scrubber, please. There we go. What do we find? Oxygen, very good. CO2 scrubber, stop. All right, this. I want you to be moved right into here. I like you right there. There you go. Now we need to find more parts for that thing. So what the CO2 scrubber does, and we'll see that in a second actually, as soon as they search the residential stuff. I think I want to get going to someplace else. This hole might be good. We can travel there. Let's travel to this one. We'll use the... we can use CO2. It's fine. Go ahead. So it looks like we are... interception. While on our way to our destination, the sensors flared up with an object and close intercepts a course with us. Slightly alter our course to intercept it. Yeah, 20 hydrogen, easy. We're gonna get 80 hydrogen, 40 or 8 organics, 160 carbon, and 16 food. Great driving, yeah, for sure. All right, cool. Let's go ahead and tear that down, get that off of our ship, And away we go. So the CO2 scrubber is placed. But again, none of this stuff can work until we get extra parts. And again, I hit 1. I'm sorry. You can pause the video and read that if you'd like to. Hitting the 1 key to like slow down time. It really should not progress this. We have arrived at the drifting hull. We're just gonna dock it in over here and see what we get. And right away I see liquid storage, which is good because we need water bad. So let's go ahead and get that searched. And liquid storage is going to give us wastewater. Damn. Okay, this is hydroponics. Now, I was a little concerned because hydroponics is a really weird shape. So we're going to need to move some stuff around to make room for it. And I'm starting to think Mr. Calorie Synth here, it's not going to survive. One way to get around that maybe is to keep this hull. We could always keep it and start building upon it. We have extra liquid storage here, for example. And this stuff can all be used. We don't have to get rid of this stuff. We can keep it. And so I think I might need to. We can store more water, for example. It might be worth it. We'll see. So something happened on that one. Again, it does that. Studying to be better crew. So it looks like I just selected to use my crew to make more crew. Great. Yeah, I really, that's my one critique of the game right now, is that 1, 2, and 3 should have absolutely nothing to do with these buttons. The team reported that a tank still seems to have positive pressure, so we're gonna get oxygen for that, which is very needed, but we still need water, which unfortunately is bad since I just elected to train new crew, and training new crew uses a ton of water, so I would not want to do that right at this time, but I just did, so it is what it is. I think we're actually gonna keep this because having extra water storage seems good, but also like we just have to go, and I need water bad. I need water really bad, and none of these locations are gonna give me water. This one will at least give me more hydroponics parts, so we could get the hydroponics working. Also, because hydroponics are there, there's a chance there's also water and storage. This drifting junction may also have water for us. It's a tough call. This one's closer and it has guaranteed hydroponics parts. So I'm gonna use this, and I mean, I gotta go fast. I only have 27 hours left. Let's use our wastewater that we just got and go towards the next destination. We're using water so fast. Oh, it's bad. It's bad, guys. It's very bad. Okay, we have extra crew, but at what cost? Dock to the hull. We'll do it over there, please. More hydroponics parts. Okay, so I'm hoping, really hoping that a destination here has water. And it does not. This is what I'm talking about the RNG of the game. The random number generators in the game. You're kind of at their mercy a little bit. So I'm going to go to one of these asteroids. This one's got carbon. But the thing about this is if I go to one of these, there's a low chance it has water. It's just like carbon's there, so water's probably not. To where these two may have water. So I'm going to try to go here, and I'm trying to go very fast. It's going to cost me all my CO2, but I'm going to do it. Okay. So we're off to the races there. See about getting things explored. Another gate station civilian transmission is inbound. So attention survivors, social order in gate station is degrading under the stress of recent refugees. Crowding is an issue with people camping in major passages everywhere on the station. Rumor has it that there's a call within the so-called system to close the station to further influx. It is not clear how they could enforce the closure of the common access docks. Even if it is not official policy yet, stay away, please stay away if you can. That said, we are optimistic here that when all the salvageable items are online, that things will improve. That's what we're trying to do now, is get things online. Hydroponics would be a cool thing because it uses water, organics, and CO2 to make food and oxygen. Wouldn't you know it? I kind of need my water, so yeah. Maybe once I get water, we'll use the water. And it would be also nice to get water treatment up and running, which I can't because I got to have the parts for it. So once I get this running, I can get a hydroponics running. Yeah. There's an order of operations here. Well, we are running out of time for this water. So I have got to get All right, as we approach the asteroid, the beacon exchanges handshakes with our automated avoidance system. In its alarmed state, all security precautions have been disabled, and it should be safe to approach. All right, there's a sizable resource cache loaded up. We get 300 water. Woo! That is lucky. Woo, that is very lucky. Okay, 300 water is good. So what I want to do is I kind of want to see what we're dealing with here. So this one has a warehouse, a gas storage, and a liquid storage, and it's kind of already searched out. And then this one's got parts. I think I want to use... Ooh, another report came in. Wow. This is system. The Provisional System Authority. Okay. The state of emergency continues. Station is in need of heavy equipment and other industrial manufacturing capacity. If you are in possession, please proceed to station or report your local... Yeah. Good. I thought we were paused that whole time. Now we've been using water. Great. So I think I'm going to go ahead and have them search that liquid storage and hope that there's water in it. And then also search that gas storage. And that's kind of it. While you're doing that, I'm going to have the parts from this hydroponics salvaged to this hydroponics. Okay. So how this works is parts from machines can only be used to salvage and enhance, or to they can only be used with machines of the exact same type. So I can't use hydroponics parts for, my CO2 scrubber, etc. Okay, so boosted resource production. Captain, if you need to increase or boost resource production by a factory, you can do so by selecting the factory you would like to boost production for and clicking on the boost button. One crew will be assigned to the factory to boost the production. A factory cannot be boosted if there is no available crew to boost your factory, and you can cancel at any time by toggling it off. Yeah. Okay, so liquid storage hopefully has water, has wastewater. Crap, okay. Gas storage has oxygen. That's helpful. Pause. All right, so we have a double bonus by having this close to these two. We have a double bonus by having close to these two. So I like this one. I think we're gonna keep this side. And if that means, I think the rest of this is all, there could be something in the warehouse, but chances are low. It's 4 hours. I don't think there's gonna be water in the warehouse. We need to find water. There we go. Let's see if we can get there fast. We'll spend the hydrogen. Go. All right, so off we go towards our water. And as soon as the warehouse is explored, we're gonna ditch this. All right, there's nothing in there. Let's ditch this. Now, we wanna stop really quick because this hydroponics is on, okay? And being on, it means it's pulling in water. It's pulling water in and we're low on water. So I'm gonna shut this down and that's gonna extend our water supply a little bit until we're able to sustain water better. And also if we can get that water treatment facility up, then we can have this feed that. So we're gonna work on that too. On approach, it seems that there's a readily accessible ice on the surface. We do not have the proper equipment for mining, but we could improvise. 2 hours is all it takes. We need that water. Let's do it. While we're looking for that water, let's see if there's any other place we can go. Oh, wait, we can't because we're searching for water at this location. So we can't just move on. We got 450 water. That's amazing. Good. Okay. Unknown resources drifting. There's another hull over here. There's nothing with food, at least not specifically, but this has objects containing something and it's pretty close, 8 hours. So let's shorten that down to 6 hours, use the wastewater, go. And another civilian message, marked high priority. Attention, fellow event survivors. There has been an incident. A dispute with an inbound ship ended dramatically. The official story is that the ship was destroyed by gate authorities when they failed to respond to commands to hold distance. Rumors are abound that the ship was destroyed because it lacked any significant supplies and that there are forces in government that are in a panic over the progress of repairs to station itself. Therefore, be warned, station is currently not a safe haven. Do your best to link up with other survivors. We are months away in any case. Okay. And done. Want to secure the container. And we get oxygen. Okay. Get a lot of oxygen. We have 6 days worth of oxygen now. That's fantastic. We are still struggling hard with food. We still need to find food. No food anywhere here. It's so distressful. Maybe we'll find it in... Sometimes these asteroids with active beacons, sometimes there's like little stations on them, little ships or something that are stranded near them, and they have food. Sometimes. It's 9 hours away. We'll try to see if we can shorten it a little bit. Not likely. Let's spend all of our CO2. Let's go. We'll just hit the button here, I think. And we're down to 23 hours worth of food. As we approach the asteroid, the beacon exchanges handshakes, blah, 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 and sizable cash. It's full of water. No food. But, no, we have lots of oxygen, but no food. Maybe this drifting shuttle has food. Like, I'm all about the, like, everything is food right now. Everything is food. Wastewater, go. We are running out of time. Disturbing transmission. A recording is being spread around the ship. It shows what are probably the last minutes of another ship as the oxygen supply ran out. This is disturbing. That does sound kind of disturbing, actually. Right, so hopefully it says shuttle abandoned. Closer observation of the shuttle shows that it is devoid of life. Send a team to investigate. 2 hours. Okay, that's risky because if there's nothing in there, we waste 2 hours. Okay, so it's a ghost ship. Great. But it doesn't look like we actually spent the 2 hours, so maybe we don't spend that 2 hours. Cool. Food, I need food. Come on, game. This one's 10 hours away, unknown resource. I'm running out of resources to use as fuel, too. Like, I need fuel badly. We could spend 12% of our oxygen supply to do it. And that's a little scary, isn't it? We can use a day's worth of oxygen. Yikes. I'm gonna do it. I gotta get food. It's the only way. All right. This is the Provisional System Authority. Station's ability to provide shelter is now at capacity. We will now enforce an indefinite moratorium on docking unauthorized inbound ships. Hopefully there are no more incidents. Okay, so you see this thing flashing red at me? It's because food is so scarce, like we're about to lose, basically. And you'll also notice that morale is at an all-time low because we're critical on storage. We have a critical shortage for food, basically, right? 3 more hours until we even get to this destination, and there may not even be food here. So we probably just lose this. This is where I say the game has a little bit of a luck element to winning, because if it doesn't give you destinations back to back to back to back, if it doesn't give you any food, you're just kind of screwed. On approach, we see a standard cargo container adrift. Secure the container. Please have food in there, please. It has oxygen. Oh God, I think we're screwed. I mean, still no food. Yeah, still no food. So you know, I think the game has promise. I do. I think the game is it's cool. It's got a lot of promise to it, but there are parts of it where it's unwinnable, and this is going to be a run that's unwinnable. Maybe with some different luck, could have been cool. I don't know. It's possible that if maybe it just defeated us. It's possible that with something else, if something else had happened, I don't know, maybe some different decisions could have led to us having food, but I didn't have food. And this is like the 3rd time I've played this game, and this is the 3rd time I've lost because of just flat out not getting the resource I needed back to back to back. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this quick little demonstration of Derelict Void. I'm open to like trying another run on this. If you guys like it, please leave me a comment down below. You can also see a link to the Steam page. This video is before the game is released. Special thanks to the team over there for sending me an early copy so that I could share it with you guys. I appreciate that very much. So, and of course, if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up and a like and all that stuff. I hope you do. Hope you like it, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.